Hi everyone, and happy Monday to each of you, and welcome to this week's Monday's Moment, in which I'm going to talk about forward focus reflection. See you in a moment. Now, each year I used to do a webinar series called Make This Your Best Year Yet. And I'm going to be doing something very similar this year. And as I was thinking at the weekend about the video I did last week where we talked about celebrating saints, and I also saw adverts on Amazon for Black Friday, and that makes me think about Thanksgiving, I wanted to reach out to each of you through this Monday's Moment and think about the topic that I cover in my webinar, which is forward focus reflection. And this for me is really important to get this nailed. And as we think about this, it's about considering where we've been, where we are now, and where we want to go. So we need to look forward and we need to have focus, but we also need to reflect on where we are and where we have been. And that's what this week's Monday's Moment is about. And I want to give you 3 elements to think about as we get towards the end of this year, and we've got probably 6 to 8 weeks left before we get to the end of this year. I want each of you to think about this topic of forward focus reflection. And the first thing is to have a time of thanksgiving, to reflect, to be grateful, to review. So the first element of this is to make sure that you do what I've talked about in many videos before, that you just take some time and you reflect and you're grateful, and that you find things to be grateful for, you find things to be thankful for. And as my friends, my clients and my colleagues in the United States will be doing soon, to think about that period of Thanksgiving and spending time with family and friends, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But it's about reviewing. If we're going to reflect and just say thank you and be grateful, we also need to review. The other thing then, and the second thing, is to think about focus. What is it that we need to be working on the most from our plans of this year, using the reflection that we've just done? What do we need to focus on getting over the line before the end of the year? And with all of my clients, whether they're one-to-one clients or in group, what I like to do is get them to think about 3 things that they can really make sure they get over the line before the end of the year. And I want each of you to do the same. Pick 2, pick 3. Don't pick a huge number that means that you're not going to be able to do it, but think of some things, find some things that are elements that you can really focus on and you can give that real good push moving forward. And the other image down there that's just below me of the people with the words, there probably is a group of people, a set of people that you haven't seen for a while. And particularly as different countries are in different lockdown levels and easing of lockdown and restrictions, this is really difficult for many of us at this time of year. And it was really difficult for us here in the UK last Christmas because we actually couldn't meet with family and with friends on Christmas Day. So think about those that we haven't seen for a while. Think about those that we haven't seen enough of. And think about the time that we've got off, the time that we have in the holidays around this time of year, where we each take perhaps some time off of work, we take some time perhaps away, we've got Christmas, we've got New Year, whatever those times of the year mean to us. But plan the time so that you can have it with those people. Think about how your mind is going to think differently during that holiday season. and take some time now to plan for how you're going to best use that time. How you're going to best use that time to reflect, to focus, and to spend it with those people that you haven't seen for a while or that you haven't seen enough. Or perhaps it's just to work on something that you need to, in your life, in your business. I always do my vision book on New Year's Day for the following year. That's something that we do every single year. So perhaps it's just planning and making sure that you're doing that at the right time, and perhaps getting the right people involved in it. Now, this is really, really important to do this forward focus reflection as we get to the end of this year, so that we can get ready for the next year, which, as I record this, is 2022. So take some time to think about how you need to finish off 2021, and then you'll be prepared and ready to make the most of 2022. And if you want an invite to one of my upcoming webinars, I've got them going through December and in January. If you want an invite to one of those webinars, please message me below this video and I'll make sure you get an invite to the free webinar, in which we go through the workbook that's on screen now and show you how you can make the most of the year. Didn't do it last year because I didn't feel it was appropriate, but I really want to make sure I do it this year for each and every one of you that's watching this video and beyond. And if you know somebody who you think will benefit, please let me know as well, and I'll send them an invite. Of course, I would love to have you as a guest on my podcast if you've got tips to share, and I've got 2 Facebook groups for coaches and 1 for businesses, which I share more tips like this, more content, and you can get a whole lot of peer-to-peer support. 2 free Facebook groups. If you want messages, if you want to be a member of that, then just message me below. So take some time during this week to do forward focus reflection. Okay, take some time for Thanksgiving. Take some time to work out what needs a real good push and a real focus to get over the line for the end of the year. And plan what you're going to do with the holiday time at the end of this year. How will you spend your week, your few days, whatever it is, with those that perhaps you haven't seen for a while or you haven't seen enough? And let us know how that works out for you on that forward focus reflection. And I look forward to either seeing you on the podcast, in a Facebook group, or perhaps even on the webinar with me as well. Just message me below if you've got any questions. I hope that's giving you something to think about for the week, and I'll see you in next week's Muddy's Moment. Bye for now.